believe, a very evil plan to basically, and primarily the reason Texas, obviously the oil and gas industry in Texas, but primarily because of your border, but more importantly because of your economy. Remember this, I came up with a quote, I've used it on InfoWars, your show so many times, Alex Jones Show. The bottom line is rape, pillage, and plunder, they are taking the United States under. Every time people hear the word derivative, they should say this to themselves: that's just a fancy word for someone's picked my pocket. But in the weather modification world, and I get so much flack, and I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, with the amount of flack that the mainstream goes against Alex with, or me, or the others, calling us everything they can, crazies, doomsday, porn, whatever they say, you've got to understand, and Alex, this is important, their neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, tell a lie, tell a big enough lie, repeat the lie, and pretty soon people will go into a cognizant dissonance to disassociate the truth, because the truth has already been dismissed and repetitiously made fun of, ridiculed, scorned.
Well, that's what the Attorney General said to the National Association of Broadcasters. He said, repeat the anti-gun messages, never stop, and literally brainwash the public.
Absolutely. Only they never brainwash us. They just basically dump their celestial pile of sewage into our cerebral cortex and call it the truth. I think everyone listening to you, everyone listening to me, has listened to you or will listen to either one of us in the future, needs to start boycotting. And I mean that. Effectively boycotting. Sure, maybe 1,000 letters to Fox won't get any notice. Maybe 2,000. Maybe 10,000 won't. But those idiots that continue to put down empirical evidence are wrong. Let me just give you a good example, okay? And I want to share this because...
Stay there. You're going to have the floor when we come back. Steve Quayle, 18-minute segment coming up, stevequayle.com. I want to get into, again, the big picture, what's happening, why are there 200, 300 articles a day lying about, me? I mean, what are we saying that scares them so much? We're on the... Individually supporting Infowars.com. Spreading the word about the broadcast. We're under attack because we're becoming effective. People are listening in government. I can't tell you how many congressmen and women we call to get on as guests. And they say, sure, I'll come on. And then they're on the show and they go, yeah, I'm a listener. And then they describe shows we've done. Other ones we call, they go, we're listeners, but we're going to be under the radar. More of us know what's going on up here than you think. And I have like senior retired Secret Service agents on. They say the same thing. Bongino has said on air, you wouldn't believe how many Secret Service listen and how many New York cops listen, so stop bashing them. That's just a few thugs they protect to make us all look bad. And then I begin to do more investigation, find out just how many people in the system itself are awake. So the globalists want to maneuver us somehow into a civil war. They want to get things destabilized with race riots. Then they want to launch some false flags to blame the Patriots, or have somebody attack the military during Jade Helm, or attack them and say we did it. There's a lot of different scenarios, but we know they're going to pull one of them in my gut. Now, Steve Quayle, we're 12 minutes out from break. You've got the floor. Get into Jade Helm, the big picture. Why do you think there's this confluence of all these factors? What's your intel? What's your gut tell you? What's coming up, Steve Quayle?
Well, Alex, it is truly the time that they have chosen, the Illuminists, the globalists, and the global elite, a Luciferian agenda. Here's the deal. They want a global war. They need a global war in order to basically get rid of the old. The New World Order, ladies and gentlemen, basically is just a buzzword for take everything that was based on God, based on the Constitution, based on freedom, and bring in the greatest utopian, totalitarian control mechanism the world has ever seen under the rule and reign of Satan. And they can call me whatever they want to call me. And let me share this too. Alex, your products are critical for people to integrate into their bug-out bag. As I talk about weather war and the war that's on food. Come on, we've got 20, 30 million birds, chickens and turkeys. The egg production in Iowa's cut back.
It's actually 40 million now that have died.
Okay, I stand corrected. It seems like what's a day but another 10 million. The point being, we've got Southern California, the garden of the United States, being systematically warred against by weather warfare. Now, why would anybody do that? Simple. You cut the food, you kill the people. You and I caught a lot of crap together for Deagle, and let's call it what it is, reporting on that. Yet even in their, quote, disclaimer, they still can't explain why there's going to be the greatest immigration. You notice that was one of their excuses that's going to come to pass. And I don't believe there's anything sinister about them. I believe they're being absolutely truthful. All you'd have to do is listen to one of your old videos, my radio shows, and quote all the people on population control. But the point is, we're going to lose 80% of our population. So Jade Helm, listen, the military tests. And not everyone in the military is evil. Not everyone in law enforcement is evil. The point being, it's that the evil has a louder voice. So I want to share something, ladies and gentlemen. You must do what you can do. I'm not on social media. I'm, philosophically opposed to it. Marcus Wolf, Primakov, those guys, you and I were the first two guys, and thank you for having me on your show, 15 years ago, whenever we talked about that set up, the intelligence gathering operations. So use their weapons against us. When you see Alice getting taken on, when you see me getting taken on, whoever's telling the truth getting taken on, you get all your social media crew, you gear them up, and you bombard Fox, you bombard CNN. You just absolutely saturate it, and you shove it down their throat.
You're right. That's what they don't like, is that we continue at the Boston bombing and other events that are fishy, or these places where the Justice Department's trying to start riots. Whatever the case is, my reporters are in there getting the intel, and they don't like the fact that we're able to challenge their official narratives.
Alex, you put people into the field, they put them in front of a green screen, i.e. CNN. You're not out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch, listen, we can quote sources until we're blue in the face. We can refer to documents. We do all that. But at this point, you got to open your eyes and open your ears. How do you know when someone's over target? When they get the flack. In America, there is no longer truth. The prophet Jeremiah said, "Woe unto them who call evil good and good evil." Alex, you've used the word evil probably, in describing these people. They are evil, and the evil is absence of all good.
It's the way you described them. You would come on the air 19 years ago when I first discovered you, when I was reading your books and listening to you on shortwave. You come on my local FM show, and you would describe a total inversion of reality, an overthrow of all that's good, the destruction of the family, their plan to overthrow every institution. And I'd say, Steve, come on. They just want to take over the institutions and be in charge. No, they want to destroy everything.
They want to, listen, and this is something that out of the phoenix, okay, the phoenix is a bird that catches fire, self-immolates, and then a new birth, a new, 256 times George Bush Sr. or whatever used the term the New World Order. The New World Order is nothing more than Satan's total attack and war against the God of heaven and the people of God. When you broke the MIAC report, when we were talking about that, I came on as a guest, we talked about all the official rules.
People didn't believe it was real for a full week, and Ron Paul called me and said, "I know you don't lie, Alex, but is that really real?" And, of course, it was real.
It was real. And see, we continue I guess you would say, we carry on to present truth. But you've got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The more a person will take up the cause of truth, Alex, the more they will get involved in the info wars, whether social media. The next time anybody takes on Alex or takes on me or takes on anybody, you need to flood their boxes and say, you're wrong. If they say there is no such thing as weather war, quote the patents. Go look on it. I put it up. And by the way, Alex, the last time I was on your show, Breathe No Evil, we did a quick brief on that. Weather Wars, I just went on Amazon to look. It's funny, your book, some of your videos and stuff, and things that we originally sell at one price, people are turning around selling to people that aren't really aware at a higher price. For instance, Weather Wars and Unnatural Disasters. I sell it for $30. I've only got 300 of them left. The last time I said that on your show, they were all gone in a matter of days. But the bottom line is, at $60, $90, people are selling them. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when we make
it shows people are valuing the truth now more than ever. So let me ask you this question, Steve Quayle. How is the power structure going to strike back at you, myself, and others past just the demonization phase? I mean, the demonization we're receiving is conservatively 10 times what it's ever been in intensity, and it's sustained. It is over the top. And it's because they know the establishment that isn't evil, part of the establishment, is listening, and it's giving them basically aid and comfort to realize we can defeat the globalist, we can come together. I don't think they like the fact that we're letting folks understand that the globalists are not invincible.
Well, no, but the way they'll do it is they'll cut, obviously, we're seeing the Internet protocols. There was no legislation turning the Internet over. Yeah, really, do you want to have some foreign intelligence service running what Alex Jones or Steve Quayle or whoever can talk about? You know, the bottom line is, Alex, that's how they're going to do it. They can cut the phone lines. I went through 4 brand new Mac computers last year that they fried, okay? Fried. As in F-R-I-E-D. I have good ISPs. I have good, you know, firewalls and all that stuff. But, you know, there comes a point when you're telling the truth, the fact. Now, here's how it has to happen. Like I said earlier, and I sent Nico an email saying, we have got to get the people to understand that they won't they won't allow the lies to stand. If they're saying something that's just patently untrue, look at this, the media. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason the media doesn't do any reporting any longer, they just agendicize, maybe that's not the correct word, but anyway, I'm using it that way.
They just repeat whatever the globalists tell them. They are literal repeaters. They are now regurgitators.
Yeah, and can I tell you something? That's why I say anybody that listens to mainstream media, it's like taking a disgusting bath in warm vomit. Now, nobody likes the smell of warm vomit. Nobody even likes, you know, you say that word, but that's what people are exposed to when they're listening to mainstream media because they don't want you to think.
I agree. Watching MSNBC and that guy Maddow is like bathing in monkey vomit.
Monkey vomit. Well, you won one step better than I did, you know, and because we want to, you know, it's like basically high diving into a cesspool swimming pool, expecting to come out of the water and not understanding the reaction of people.
It's like high diving into a swimming pool that Hillary Clinton's been using for a toilet for 100 years.
There you go. The point being, ladies and gentlemen, is that you've got to start becoming proactive. So many times, you know, one group of individuals used to say, you know why we listen to you, Steve? We think you're crazy, but it's good entertainment. I said, no, the reason why you listen to me beyond the mocking is because the truth will always condemn your denial. I came up with the term, dumb unto death. And I think that people have got to understand that they're counting on that. I can't stop what's going to happen, Alex. You can't stop it, but we can save as many lives and we can get as many people out of harm's way as possible.
Well, let me say this then. Out of all the confluences, all the things coming together right now, the acceleration, is this just part of the continuum of acceleration, or is it building towards something big? I mean, what do you really think Jade Helm is?
Okay, Jade Helm is the placement of men and materials throughout the country for an initiating event that I still believe is going to be twofold. On the left hand, you're going to have a mega quake. And again, Phil Schneider, before he was murdered in 1995-96, I talked to him, Alex, 1 week before, and he was talking. The reason he was murdered, by the way, was because he was blowing the whistle on all the black budget technology. But I believe that on the left hand, you're going to have an earthquake. You're going to have a West Coast quake, and you're going to have a major Midwest quake on the New Madrid. I think on the right hand, you're already seeing it. The voluminous amounts of economic disasters that are brewing. King World News, Eric interviews people all over the place. You interview Paul Craig Roberts. We interview the best of the best. When you bring on half a dozen or a dozen billionaires with a B, and they're saying the same thing, and they didn't get their billions by being stupid, yet the average guy doesn't understand when he goes to the grocery store that turkey's gone up from $1.39 to $1.99, or worse, ground round or ground beef $3.99, $5.99, or you go to buy potato chips And the bottom line in that is that I'm saying the bottom line because I overuse that on purpose, Alex. It's to show people it doesn't matter what's up on top. What are they giving you? At the end of the day, they're giving you less food for more money.
And telling you the economy's great.
Yeah, and that's a lie. And if it's so great, why do we have close to 100 million people unemployed? Why do we have 49 million and plus or minus a couple 100,000 people on food stamps? What is going to happen?
It's a time bomb. It's a time bomb.